Hello everyone, I am Dr. M. Nagasatyavani, an endocrinologist practicing at Dr. Satyavani's Diabetes, Thyroid and Endocrine Center at Sarur Nagar in Hyderabad. In my last video, we have known about what is diabetes, what are the different types of diabetes, and who are the people who are at high risk of developing diabetes. In this video, we'll learn about what are the different tests to diagnose diabetes and what is the basic treatment for diabetes. As I told you in my last video, not all patients with diabetes present with symptoms. Half of them, nearly half of them, do not have any symptoms and they get to know that they are diabetic only when they get their blood glucose levels tested prior to a surgery or a procedure or just routinely. In rest of the patients, there can be symptoms of diabetes like excess thirst, excess appetite, excess urination, unexplained weight loss, and in women, vulval pruritus and vaginal discharge. So when we suspect a patient to be having diabetes, we subject them for some blood tests. So that can be a fasting plasma glucose or commonly called fasting blood sugar, where the blood sample is drawn in the morning time in a fasting state of the patient. That is, at least 8 to 10 hours the patient should be on empty stomach before he gives his sample. Another test is 75 gram OGTT, commonly called OGTT, wherein a fasting sample is taken and then the patient is asked to drink glucose water, and 2 hours after he drinks glucose water another blood sample is drawn. Then another test is HbA1c, which can be done at any time of the day. It doesn't require any fasting state and it gives an average of the past 3 months blood glucose levels. Based on the values that we get, we categorize the patient as having normal sugars or sugars in the pre-diabetic range and sugars in the diabetic range. So the patient can be normal, he can be a pre-diabetic or a diabetic. So for normal people, we ask them to get the test repeated after some time, that is after 1 year or 2 years. For those who come under pre-diabetic range, that is, they are at risk of developing diabetes in near future. So those patients, for those patients we advise a diet, that is diabetic diet. We ask them to change their lifestyle, to be more physically active, and to follow their diet strictly, to avoid certain types of food and see that their sugar levels are under control. And for those pre-diabetics who are obese and also the sugars are quite nearer to the diabetic range, we suggest certain medications. By doing so, we can delay the onset of diabetes in such patients. Then comes the diabetic patient. So a diabetic patient's treatment depends on several factors. So an endocrinologist has to consider several factors before deciding upon the therapy for a diabetic patient. So it depends on the type of diabetes that the patient has. Suppose it is a child with type 1 diabetes, the child has to be kept on insulin treatment for lifetime. Many times parents of type 1 diabetic patients ask us as to whether they can shift to some other than allopathy, some other branches of medicine, or whether any oral tablets can be given for their children. But it is not so. A type 1 diabetic patient, a type 1 diabetic child has to be kept on insulin therapy for lifetime. And if they miss a single dose of insulin also, they will land up in a condition called DKA, wherein they will have vomiting, shortness of breath, and sometimes they may go into coma also. Then for type 2 diabetic patients, initially we can give them oral tablets, and then it's not that all type 2 diabetic patients can be given oral tablets. Sometimes if the sugars are very high, if the HbA1c is very high, we prefer insulin to oral tablets. Also, if the type 2 diabetic patient is undergoing a surgery requiring general anesthesia, or he is admitted in ICU for some reason, or he has severe infection, in such scenarios also we prefer insulin to oral drugs. But one thing every type 2 diabetic patient has to keep in mind is, one day or the other in their course of diabetes, they may require insulin therapy. So they should be with a broad mind and they should accept insulin therapy also. Then for gestational diabetes mellitus, we give them proper diet. We advise them diabetic diet. And if we feel that the sugars are high and it cannot be controlled with diet alone, we prescribe them insulin. There are very few drugs which can be given, I mean the tablets which can be given in pregnancy. So it is mostly insulin with which we treat such patients. And any diabetic patient, if he follows the treatment given by an endocrinologist, if he maintains proper diet, exercise, and if he sees that his sugars are under control for most of the times, can delay the complications of diabetes for a longer time. Thank you.